O.J. Simpson's life process is a roller coaster of wins and hardships, from his ascent to football fame to his turbulent fights in court. Jump into the grasping story of a man who enamored America, from notoriety to disgrace. O.J. Simpson's sojourn through life's gamut is a vast epic which spans the landscapes of victory and agony, popularity and notoriety. In the year of 1947, San Francisco, California, Simpson was born. But before moving further in it, can you please take a moment to press that red button to subscribe for more interesting and latest videos. Now let's roll back to our video. His mother, the maiden name, Eunice, and the father, James Lee Simpson. From the moment of his 4 years old, his life in the low-class sleeper and Potrero Hill neighborhood was not all good as his parents disconnected. To put it simply, he was raised predominantly by his mother as he moved through all the intricacies of adolescence, while the financial distress of his family as well as the turmoil within the family did not play favorites toward him. But she demonstrated her justification of survival and talent, even from a young age, having overcome those early barriers. The football was appropriately accepted to have been the ultimate platform that saw him break off during his high school events at Galileo High School. At the age of a tender 12, health problems started for him, like rickets resulted in being a special member of a non-admitting environment was not simple too. This all did not weaken his determination and readiness to proceed. The time Simpson spent playing football for the University of Southern California, USC, was the most glorious time of his academic career. He made a name for himself as a past running back at USC Trojans and was awarded various awards for his very top-notch performance. After his school football success, he earned an NFL-level opportunity for the Buffalo Bills and later for the San Francisco 49ers. Not only did Simpson move from the star of the field of football, but ended up being an entertainment personnel. Not only his charisma and grace, but his ability to effortlessly transfer from the product to the entertainment industry were passionate and loyal to his fans. After appearing on TV shows, obtaining sponsorship deals, and everything in between, Simpson's celebrity was attracting too much attraction. In his lifespan, Simpson had 2 major marriages. Until 1994, he was married to Marguerite L. Whitley, and then a year after his ex-wife Nicole Brown. Simpson tied the knot with Whitley on June 24, 1967, and they welcomed 3 children. Arnell Leon Simpson, 11/01/1968, Jason Lamar Simpson, 10/03/1970, and Aaron LaShone. Simpsons, the 08/22, 1977, 08/22, 1979. Saddeningly, on August 1979, Aaron lost her life in the family pool. 67 years later, he happened to encounter Nicole Brown at Beverly Hills Club, otherwise known as Daisy. Simpson, though he's still married, went together with another woman. Finally, in March of 1979, a divided Owen sought several divorce court summons. Their marriage dissolved. Simpson and Brown married on February 2, 1985, and had 2 children. While the brutal murder of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman in 1994 became a national tragedy, a less recognized victim of this case was its impact on the Simpson family. Nevertheless, the fondness seemed to be brief. It was 7 years that the relationship was on. However, the strain of their relationship took a toll on both Brown and Holmes, leading to significant domestic turmoil. By the end of the 1980s, after 8 times of visits from police due to domestic violence incidents, they still stayed together as husband and wife. On 31 December 1989, Terry Brown was in a troubled situation and literally was expecting death. She dialed the police number, who found her to be in a partially naked state, missing earrings, and badly beaten up with a mouthful of blood. Months after the assaults, Simpson was tried for spousal abuse. Even though they made a number of attempts at reconciliation, including an encounter that led to an abduction in 1993, their marriage later became irretrievably broken, and they formally divorced in May 1994. 62 examples of Nicole Simpson physical abuse to Ronald were identified by prosecutors. Simpson's actual chronology goes from 1995 to 2024. A result of his murder trial ending in trial, he proceeded to set up a whole lifestyle in Florida. In 1995, he underwent the acquittal process, following which began his courting of Christy Prody, which lasted 13 years. Aiming at settling without money problems derived from 1997 civil court hearing, Simpson went to Florida, and his pension funds and residence being dedicated to this purpose from debt collection. In spite of hitting several road bumps in his quest for self-sustenance, he acquired golf as an intricate part of his life and was allegedly linked to brain injuries for which his defense attorney made use of them in his legal battles. He was the man convicted for the murders and the DNA evidence linking him to the crime scene. But at the end of the trial, he was acquitted of both murders. The controversial case that followed made headlines across the country. But the trial exposed wide-gauge racial chasms running through the whole of American society. It fueled discussion over race, privilege, and the impartiality of law enforcement. While Simpson's court challenges should have come to an end, in fact, it was just the beginning. The story was in 2007. He ran into another case of crime, and he was involved in armed robbery and kidnapping. Simpson was disconsolate and in all counts acquitted of the charges of murder, which meant to him the rest of his life imprisonment, a moment that rudely took a curtain out of his glorious career. In 2017, Simpson was released from prison. That first phase back into society was a bumpy one for him. Both positive and negative opinions about his character were voiced. While, for some, he was the embodiment of an independent spirit, others deemed him a symbol of the systemic injustice and privilege. However, despite media attempts to turn around his image with presentation facilities and projects, Simpson continued to be a polarizing personality, embedded with a ghost of his past. To conclude, the latter stages in the life of Simpson were not easy, for he had to cope with several health ailments, including cancer. 1965 was a year when Americans left the long era of racial segregation and discrimination, as the civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had led the protests to secure fundamental human rights for all citizens. In the same year, his assassination was the end of an explosive era in the country's history. Generations embittered and contradictions left for the blacks. The conviction of Simpson was followed by a jail term that had the effect of reducing the size of the once glamorous life of Simpson to the abyss, allowing him to confront the consequences of his action. Nevertheless, Simpson did not give in despite the prison term. He only thought he was innocent and did until he died. Before the 2023 May, Simpson had already published the information about his cancer struggle while also showing the positive aspirations. He confirmed undergoing chemotherapy. Just in February 2024, several news were all over the place that Simpson was diagnosed with prostate cancer and got treatment for it. Just 2 days before his death on April 10, 2024, at the age of 76 in Las Vegas, adjacent to the Rhodes Ranch Golf Club, Simpson canceled a Gun and Knives memorabilia signing, citing health reasons due to illness. When the time came for his final journey, all members of Simpson's brood paid him a visit. Cremation details have been shared that Las Vegas would be the place of the ashes. Strange to think about back in the day. However, the effort to investigate his brain for signs of CTE was already denied its permission by the Simpson family estate. The story of O.J. Simpson felt like living through a tragedy that was beyond comprehension. Sometimes awoke me, and other times buried me deeper into my darkness. His life is a mirror of us all, making us grow in consciousness about how easily the human race is subjected to the change of the times and the trace of justice. And with that, our video comes to end. Don't forget to subscribe.